Yo, what's up YouTube? I'm Infinium, and welcome back to episode 3 of DawnCraft. Now, as you can see, I got this cool looking armor, and how you get this armor is actually really simple and pretty easy, for the most part. This armor is called Dam's Armor. Now, there's not a full set for Dam's Armor. There's only 3 pieces, and then the footwear I'm using is Sentinels. Now, in order to craft Dam's Armor, it's really easy, really simple, and it's almost just as good as diamond armor, if not just as good. In order to craft it, you just need 3 heavyweight pressure plates, 2 iron, 2 bones, and gold for the helmet. For the chest piece, you need 4 of the pressure plates, and these pressure plates are simply crafted with just 2 iron ingots. 4 pressure plates, 3 iron ingots, and 1 gold. And then for the leggings, it's 5 iron ingots, 1 gold, and 2 pressure plates. Now for the boots, I just use these Sentinels boots. These are really easy to make. It's simply just 3 leather and iron boots. So once you get this, it basically gives you diamond armor. It's really good, especially when you're first starting out. And it provides a full thing of protection, as you see at the bottom there. Now, I also did build this little fort here. This is where we're going to store a lot more animals. Now, I just built this off camera because it's just building, and I'm sure you guys wouldn't really care to see that, so I just built it off camera. Now, this episode, I'm actually not planning on fighting Night Robber. Instead, we are going to become Farmer Dan, right? Farmer Dan, and we're just going to basically get some new animals, and get some chickens, some sheep, some pig, and we already got our cows, and then we also expanded our farm by, well, quite a bit. As you can see, we added about a 4x4 radius. This is going to be our onions, and then we're probably going to have tomatoes, probably some potatoes, some cabbage, and probably one other thing, I'm not sure yet. And the reason why we want those specifically is because if you look right down here, if we type in burger, right, this gives you a hamburger. Now if you look at the hamburger, it has a food diversity of 4. This is really good food diversity. Now food diversity in this game is extremely important, and I'll tell you why. The reason why food diversity is extremely important is, you can see ours is 2 right now, but the more you increase your food diversity, basically as you can see here, the more benefits you give that are active benefits. Right now we have none because we don't have enough food diversity. For example, if you hit food diversity 25, then you get, not only do you get a bunch more of max stamina, 15 to be exact, but you also start getting more health. This goes all the way up to 75. I don't even know how you would get to 75, because that's quite a bit. But ours is extremely low. As you can see, ours is only 2. Because we've only been eating steak. Right? So, this is why food diversity is really important in this game. Because this allows you to have passive buffs that you wouldn't get by just eating one kind of food. Now, when it comes to food diversity specifically, there's multiple ways you can do this. You can get cooked kangaroo, which is just kangaroo meat and you cook it. Or you can make a hamburger with a beef patty. And to get a minced beef to cook, you simply just get a knife. It could be iron, it could be wood, it could be stone. And you take that knife and you cut it up with raw beef, and it gives you minced beef. Now you cook this beef and get a beef patty. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. And if we look right here too, on campfires, we have skillets. Now skillets are actually very important from what I've heard. Shout out to my boy Shadow Man. He knows who he is. Anyways, this is very important. And the reason why skillets are very important is because this allows you to make certain food that you wouldn't be able to make, from what I know of, without the skillet. And this helps with food diversity. So our goal right now is to find some cabbage and then find some tomatoes, and then start making that skillet, and start getting more food diversity. So with that said, we also got a, looks like a sourceberry farm. This is going to be probably a future video. I will talk more in depth about this in a later episode. But as of right now, it's not really too important, so we'll just leave it at that. But without further ado, we are going to cut to when we have the foods that we need. Yo guys, so I don't have the food just quite yet, but I wanted to show you guys this cool tip when it comes to getting animals to your house from different locations. Now if you have a lead, so if you get a lead, right, and you attach it to an animal, and then for example, let's say you go to a waystone and you teleport home, it will actually bring the animal with you. So that's a cool little tip if you want to figure out like how to drag animals to your house if it's in a different location. Just attach a lead to them and then go to the waystone and simply just travel home, and it actually TPs them. Alrighty, we are back. We're just gonna do a quick little update. So what we did off camera, we essentially got two little guys here, and these are called, if we look up, I want to make sure I get the name right. Yes, these are called starbunkles. Now, to get these, you will find these guys out in the wild, and you will have to give them golden nuggets, not golden ingots, so don't get it confused. You'll give them golden nuggets, and they will give you starbuncle shards. Now, if you look up shards, oh, 1 second. Okay, so if we look up shard, you can see there's different shards. There's Drigny shards, there's Wixie shards, and then there's Starbuncle. So they'll drop Starbuncle shards once you give them golden nuggets. And what you need to do is you need to make a Starbuncle charm. Now, in order to make a Starbuncle charm, you'll go to your enchanting apparatus with the core, and you will use 3 source gems and 5 golden nuggets, and then you'll put the Starbuncle shard in the middle. And what this will give you is the charm. This charm, when you set it down, it spawns in those little boot guys. Then you'll take a Dominion wand. Now the Dominion wand can be made. It's pretty easy. It's just gold, a stick, and I think, yeah, gold, a stick, and 2 source gems like this. The stick goes in the middle, bottom left gold nugget, bottom right and top middle is the source gem, and then you get your Dominion wand. Then this will allow you to command the starbunkles once you have set them down. As you can see, my thing's full, so I'm going to add more source jars so that we can have more than one. But what these guys pick up is source berries. So as you can see, we have a bunch of source berries here, and it is looking really good. So what you'll do is you'll crouch and you'll right click on them. Once you hover over them, you'll see storing items. You'll right click and it will say if we, boom, task cleared. That clears it. And then if you right click it while uncrouched, you'll see store entity, and then you'll crouch on the backpack, and now the Starbuncle will set the source gems inside this backpack, and same with the other one. Now, in order to get the source that it picks up, what you'll need to do is right below it, you will set the source link, right? And then above it, you'll set the jar. And then you can set multiple jars here. And then what we'll do is we'll just add another source link with another source jar. Another source link with another source jar right here. And then the last one will be right here. And so that is that. And then we also got cabbage. So if you look right here, we have some cabbage. This is all matured. So we are going to actually harvest this real quick. And then we'll be back. Alrighty. We got those. Alrighty, we got those farmed. And then we got that going. That source jar is full, so I'm probably gonna have to make some more. And I'll probably do some mining off camera. But we also, not only do we got our cows now, but we also have some sheep and some chickens. Now we just need one more pig, and then we'll get our pig farm going. But we got our chickens now, and we got our sheep, and it's looking really good. So once we get those, then our next is we're gonna start getting tomatoes, right? So as you can see, if we pull up the burger, the hamburger requires tomatoes as well. So we'll need tomatoes, and the way you can actually get tomatoes is just get a cutting board, set them down on the cutting board, and then you have a chance of getting tomatoes and tomato seeds. And these are really good. But with that said, this is our quick little update that we got going, and I figured I would just inform you on how to do it. So yeah, we will cut once we have our tomatoes. Yo, welcome back. So as you can see, we got some pumpkins now too. Pumpkins are going to be very useful later on because these also are really good for food diversity. So we got some pumpkins. The next thing we are going to be trying to get is tomatoes. But not only did we get pumpkins, we also moved our basically magic stuff. We moved it, and I wanted to move over here because I didn't want to have to wrap all the way around the house just to get it over there. So I just moved it right next to the farm, and this produces infinite source. Now, this will allow us, since we have source jars, we have 2 source jars here. This will allow us to craft source gems way faster, like not even funny faster. And these are already filling up. This is at 26, this is at 22 and 13, and that one's at 100. And then we got a lot of source berries. So that's what we got so far. We're probably gonna fill this one up with tomatoes, and then probably fill that one up with watermelon. And then we will get right back to you whenever we have the tomatoes. Hey guys, Farmer Dan here. Hey, Farmer Dan from the future. So I recorded me getting rid of one singular diamond for a tomato seed. Me and a buddy of mine spent about several hours just trying to find one tomato seed. And let's just say we couldn't find it. So we said, well, we can't find a tomato seed and we need to get this episode done. So let's sacrifice one diamond and spawn in one tomato seed. I felt like that was a fair trade, so I did it and we got the tomatoes. But usually they spawn in the summertime, I think in the plains or in the meadows biome. And if they don't spawn there, you can sometimes find them in villages, but for the most part they should spawn there. So what we did is we just ended up spawning one in and got rid of one singular diamond for it. And you might also be asking, where the hell are we? Well, me and the Shadow Man, which he'll be in next episode, I'll introduce him, built this basement. And this basement took probably about hour and a half, 2 hours. And this is our new storage system that we have created. I'll kind of go through it probably next episode, give a brief description on how we set it up and stuff like that. So, without further ado, let's get right back into it. And we finally got our our kitchen done. This is what our kitchen is looking like. Ta-da! But yeah. So me and Shadow Man, he knows who he is. He'll be introduced in next episode when we go fight the night robber. But we made this kitchen, and we also made the storage room. The storage room is very nice. I really like it. And didn't really take too long, to be honest. But let's go over how you can make this. So we have a skillet here and a cooking pot. Now, in order to make a skillet, you need 4 iron and brick is just from a clay ball, which you can find in the swamp biome. The cooking pot you can make with 5 iron, 2 bricks, a shovel, and a water bucket, and that'll get you your cooking pot. Now, when it comes to the campfires, it's either wood. You just need wood, sticks, and charcoal or coal. Uh, you know, charcoal or coal. It doesn't really matter. Both work. But you just need 3 wood logs, 3 sticks, and coal. Now, when it comes to the stove's also pretty simple as well. You are going to need a bunch of clay, so I recommend if you are in a swamp biome, you're getting clay, get a decent amount. I'd probably get at least a stack or 2, just to be safe. With the stove, you need 4 bricks, which is just, 4 bricks, and this will give you bricks. You need 4 of these, a campfire, and 3 iron, and I will get you your stove. Now, if you stand on it, it will burn you. Right, so you gotta be careful. The smoker. The smoker's pretty easy. This is like in vanilla Minecraft, I'm pretty sure as well. It's literally just 4 wood and a furnace. That's how you get your smoker. And then we have 2 cutting boards, which is just sticks, 2 sticks and 4 wood planks, and that gets you your cutting board. Now, when it comes to the iron oven range hood, these are very important, especially if you have a wood house. If you have a wood house and you don't use this, you have a chance of actually burning down your entire house. So you want these, so it prevents that, essentially. In order to make them, they're pretty easy. You just look up iron oven, and then you'll see you need 4 iron ingots and a redstone lamp. Redstone lamp is just a glowstone with 4 iron ingots, like so, right? So I would recommend getting 2 of those so that you don't burn down your house if you have a wood house. Now, you don't craft the oven hood with a normal crafting table. You actually need a wood working crafting bench, which is just 8 planks, 1 iron. Really simple. So now that you got that, and we also got kitchen cabinets. Now, kitchen cabinets, you look up kitchen cabinet. They're pretty easy. It's by the way, it's in the woodworking table. 2 logs, 6 planks, 1 chest, and that's how you get your kitchen cabinets. So these are really good. Now the fridge. So the fridge is also really good. This is where you're gonna store your meat. So it stays. Well, 1, it stays good. And 2 is just, it's here because that's where you cook all your food, right? So it has a freezer and a fridge. And in order to make an iron fridge, right, you'll make this in the woodworking table. It's simply just 7 iron, 1 redstone, and a chest. And that's how you get that. So once you got all this set up, you want to start making a golden lunchbox. The reason why this is important is because this will store all the food. And whenever you eat it, for example, well, we're not hungry right now, but whenever you are hungry, you would eat it, and it would basically give you what you need the most when it comes to nutrition. And that's how you can get your nutrition higher. If you can see here, we're at 10.3, and this is how you get your nutrition higher, right? So this is very good. You get passive stats, more stamina, more health, more luck, stuff like that. So it's always good to have the lunchbox. Now, how do you make the lunchbox, you might be asking? It's actually pretty simple. So first you need a lunch bag. Lunch bag is just, 6 paper, like so, and then boom, like this. Yeah, you got a lunch bag. You gotta surround that lunch bag with 6 iron, and then boom, now you get a lunch box. And then to get a golden lunch box, it's just gold, right? And then you got your golden lunch box. And then you got this. That's what you got. This will be used for, basically to eat food. But when it comes to crafting the food itself, like the pasta and meatballs and the hamburger, you're gonna need a farm, like a decent farm, of every animal too, because this stuff, you need a beef patty. Now you might be asking, how do you get a beef patty? Well, first you gotta basically cook it, with a minced beef. Now how do you get minced beef? You simply just take a knife, put some raw beef on the cutting board over here, and you just chop it up, and it gives you minced beef. And then you can put it on the stove, cooks it up, boom, you get a beef patty. Or the skillet. It's either the skillet or the stove, one of the two. And then you got your beef patty. The tomatoes I'm pretty sure are found in the summer biome, but honestly, dude, like in my world, when I was looking for this, we spent multiple days and like probably like 3 or 4 hours each day just trying to find this, and we still could not find it. So I just sacrificed a diamond and spawned in 1 tomato seed, and then I felt like that was a fair trade. You also gonna need onions and cabbage leaf or cabbage. These can be found. You can find them in villages. So they're pretty easy to find. They're pretty easy to come across. They're not too hard to find. So once you got this, that's how you make the hamburgers, right? Pretty simple, pretty easy, and bada bing, bada boom. Now when it comes to the meatballs, right? These ones are a little bit more annoying to make, because in order to make the meatballs, you need minced beef, right? You need raw pasta and tomato sauce. Now, how do you get raw pasta? Well, you need wheat dough. Wheat dough is very annoying to make. So, you either A, get a water bucket with 3 wheat and you get 3 wheat dough. Or you can use eggs. I recommend, if you have a chicken farm, use eggs. It will go by way quicker, way faster. You won't have to get a bunch of water buckets, and it will just save you a lot of time. So that's how you get the pasta. Now the minced beef, again, you just chop up some raw beef and you get that. And then you'll put the tomato sauce. And how do you get tomatoes? It's literally just 2 tomatoes in the cooking pot. Put them in a bowl. Right, make sure you have some bowls on you, because these are going to be very useful. Get some bowls, 2 tomatoes, put them in the cooking pot, and boom, now you got tomato sauce. So if you put all of these 3, into the cooking pot with a bowl, then you get pasta with meatballs. Very good for hunger, very good for nutrition and food diversity. So this is what we got so far. There's going to be some that we are going to work on later episodes that we'll kind of go over a little bit briefly. But you also got like stuffed pumpkins, which is just a bunch of this stuff. Really useful. You also got, like, if you look up some chicken recipes, for example, the roast chicken, carrots, onions, some eggs, you know, cooked chicken with a bowl, and some potatoes, which we will expand our farm more. But for now, this is kind of like what we're working with. And then like a plate of chicken as well. But I think you just get this from the roast chicken. So really good for food diversity, and also really good for simply just having good hunger, right? So that is what we have for the kitchen so far, and it's looking really good. And I'm actually really excited to do more cooking stuff, but it is a pain. Like, the cooking to get it set up is a pain sometimes, and it did take a lot of time. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video with Farmer Dan. And if you did, please leave a like down below and hit the subscribe button, and just leave a comment and tell me if you'd like to see more of this series, and if you're enjoying the series. And yeah, until then, we'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.